to Atlanta, one of college football's melting pots. A meeting post for fans all across the landscape racing for tonight's collision between the Crimson Tide and the Clemson Tigers, both with great fan bases meeting. An opening day, excitement, euphoria, but also anxiety. In college football, each opening day is a mystery. And around the country, there's a mystery brewing in the big house. Big questions entering Coach Rod's debut, an untested quarterback running an overhauled offense. But beware, the Wolverines are hungry, and they have a cause. For number 6 Mizzou, the BCS Chase is on. We'll listen in as Chase Daniel and his loosey-goosey leadership style gets the Tigers ready for a border battle today. Plus, spring break Tebow style. That means spreading goodwill and the word. His country of birth. We've got a special look at Tebow's home video. College game day kicking off the 08 season in the 404.
The players, and we said, we're live, we're tackling, we're bringing people down, we're hitting, we're going full go, because there was no love lost with us and the Cowboys, no doubt about that.
Well, when I was with the Cowboys years, I was the big rivalry was the Redskins, but also it was the Eagles. I think it depended on who was a better team at that time, because everybody hated the Cowboys.
And so Jamarcus Russell on a 1st and 10 from his own 20 with Justin Fargas in the backfield, and they'll fake it to him. Russell with some time, and now he's going to run, and they take him down. Wondered how easy it'd be to go down. DJ Williams takes him down, Mike.
Here's where the young quarterback has to learn. He had all day to throw it. DJ Williams comes in, throw the ball away.
Ball's got to come out.
Get rid of the ball. You don't want to take a sack that loud. Look, good misdirection, and they're doing that obviously on purpose because it buys him a little extra time. He's got plenty of time. Okay, here comes the rush, get away, dump the ball. Get rid of the ball, get it past the line of scrimmage. Don't get a intentional grounding, but this is where the young quarterback is going to have to learn.
Instead, the very negative play setting up the 2nd and 19. Back too close to their own goal line, but they'll throw it, and they do, and over the middle. Little safe pass. And it is complete out there for Ashley Lilly, whom they just signed this week, and they need Lilly to play tonight because Devon Walker, again, is not active tonight with a hamstring injury.
That's the first completion, and what they did is they stuck Lilly in the slot, and got the ball to him. But they're going to have to open it up a little bit. I mean, you're just not going to be able to set in there in the I formation, run the football, and do play action.
Yeah, because 2nd and 19, Denver will give Lilly that catch all day long. Yeah.
Now here's an interesting play for the young quarterback on a 3rd and 12, deep in his own territory in a game in which they're already down 2 scores.
Now you see him coming up like they were going to blitz, and he went in and changed the call.
Needs to be aware of the clock, and now his team is moving, and that just did not look good from the very beginning.
Well, smart move by the defense. Move around.
Play game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
You saw a couple of DBs move up, and then Jamarcus went to the line, changed the play, and everybody's moving around. Now it takes too long, and then your tackle moves.
So what you got to put him in a play that really, that if the blitz is not going to bother, he's going to have to get rid of the ball to a hot receiver. They probably aren't going to make the 1st down, but at least you protect him. Right now, it looks like he's worried about a lot of things.
Perhaps with good reason in that situation. So here we go now on a 3rd and 17. And they'll give it to McFadden on a safe call. He can make something happen, but not a whole lot there. As Hamza Abdullah is one of those in on the tackle. And you like that call, Coach, deep in his own territory?
I would have liked that call a little better on 2nd down. Now, I mean, really, I understand what they're doing. Yeah. You can't let the game get away from you. 10-0. It's not out of sight yet.
You don't want to put too much on him on that throw there, Greeny, or maybe you get another turnover and be horrible field position for you. So get on the sideline, regroup a little bit, let him take a breath, get the defense out there to make a stand, and try and come back the next time.
But eventually he's got to straighten up the bootstraps and play football. I mean, he's got to do a better job. I mean, he's the #1 draft pick, great athlete.
Eddie Royal on the return makes a couple of guys miss. Out over the 40, and a nice return for the Broncos, who have excellent field position. And Jay Cutler can come in and try and put some distance between himself and the Raiders halfway through the 2nd quarter.
We go through slumps, like everyone else. And when things start going bad like that, sometimes the best thing to do, watch the tape.
Now look right here, your shoulder, you're dipping it.
Really?
What concerns me is this motion here.
Yeah, but my posture's good, isn't it? Is that bad?
It's not good. I don't even know where to begin with this one.
That was a poor effort.
Eventually, the great ones always figure it out.
Things obviously are neck and neck in potential to lead changes by the day.
I'm embarrassed.
Welcome back to Sunday NFL Countdown, presented by IBM.
Tonight, we start on SportsCenter at 7 o'clock till 8:15. Yours truly, Tom, John Saunders, John, Paul, George, and Ringo together again. Join us from 7 to 8:15. We'll see you after that late game. We hope you enjoyed. Trent Dilfer and a lot of friends will be by as well. The Pittsburgh Steelers went 10-6 and won the division under first-year coach Mike Tomlin. They're expected to do so again. Ben Roethlisberger looks good again, and we know he's happy with a 9-figure deal. That's the good news. The bad news, they finished 1-4, losing twice at home to Jacksonville, including in the opening round of the playoffs. Into the big ketchup bottle today comes Houston, 8-8, good for only last in that rugged AFC South. But speaking of rugged, defensive end Mario Williams, he's just that, looking to make life miserable today for Big Ben. You could see that Big Ben, he got sacked often last year. That line was not what the Steeler line used to be, and now Fanuc is gone. Mario Williams, you think they made the right draft pick? Maybe they did with 14 sacks a year ago. Rather than just guess, Tom, why don't you get right in the trenches with these guys and show us what could happen?
Boom, I'm here with the EA Sports Virtual Playbook, and the subject matter today is Mario Williams and his ability to rush the passer. Boy, what a problem for the Pittsburgh Steelers today. When Mario Williams comes off the ball, the foundation of everything that he does is about getting his arms extended. If you look right here, you can see that he's got that offensive tackle in a position where he can't grab onto the pads, he can't grab onto the jersey. Now I've got control of that situation as a rush in. I can go any way I want. Mario Williams disengages. Once he disengages, this time he's going to go outside, and he is after your quarterback for a sack. Think about Mario's bull rush like a fastball for a pitcher. Everything else, the curve, the slider, come off of it. So this time you've got Marvell Smith expecting fastball, but instead he's going to get slider. As Mario Williams comes off the football, you see Marvell Smith back up, and look at his heels. He's sitting back on his heels. He's expecting the bull rush, but instead he's going to get the inside move. You're going to see Mario come over the top, the swim, he gets inside, and he is off and running toward your quarterback. Now, we've talked about the fastball, bull rush, which is the setup. We've talked about the inside move, inside rush. Now let's talk about the outside rush. Mario Williams wants this to look exactly like bull rush, exactly like the move you saw him make inside. So once he engages Marvell Smith, everything looks the exact same. He looks like a guy who could go either way, and he's going to go either way. Here he's going to grab with the outside, the right hand, and he is going to come over with the swim move with the left, push him through, and go and get his sack on Ben Roethlisberger. You know, when you think about this league and the guys that you have to account for, the Sean Merrimans, the Jason Taylors, I think that Mario Williams is going to be in that group. Pittsburgh Steelers today know that they have to account for Mario Williams every single down. Boom.
If that was what was going to be, and then that's what it's going to be.
Tom being who he is and the competitor that he is actually kind of hurts, to be honest with you. And, you know, I know the show must go on, and, you know, hopefully that, you know, Matt Castle is, you know, ready to step in. And I think from a team standpoint, we are ready to embrace him and, you know, let him lead us.
If it was a dirty play, I wouldn't have apologized. I'd have got up and went my way, and I immediately started apologizing. Went to my coach, let my coach know, and you know, my coach knew. So, you know, for the people who said that, you know, that's their opinion.
John Saunders here with Merrill Hodge and Chris Mortensen. Mort, I'm going to start with you. What is the news that you've latest heard out of Boston?
Well, there is no definitive word, but as Merrill and I were just listening to Randy Moss, it's clear that there is a lot of doom and gloom right now as it concerns Tom Brady. First of all, he did leave the game. He didn't come back. This is a tough guy, and you've got to, for him to leave the game, it's something serious. And then for hear Randy Moss say, hopefully Matt Castle can fill in and do the job for us the rest of the year, it suggests that this is a very serious knee injury. And but until they go through the exam, the MRIs, the doctors evaluating it, we won't know. But right now, based on what you're hearing out of the locker room, it's not real encouraging.
Well, and Merrill, from a player's standpoint, one of the things I heard you say is just the effort for him to get off the field, you could tell that this was serious.
Yeah, I mean, you could watch. First of all, how he stayed on the field. When you grab your knee like that, that's never a good sign. And, you know, you watch, Tom Brady's been hit a lot around his leg. He's never stayed down on the field. He's never grabbed his knee like that. He's not had to be helped off the field and then on into the locker room without returning. So that does throw caution. And I'm going to refer to Randy Moss again. I can tell you this, by an examination, they got a pretty good idea of what's going on with Tom Brady's knee. Now, I will say this, and having experienced a knee injury before, sometimes it does take 3 days before an MRI will show definitive injury to the knee because of the swelling. So, you know, you got Bill Belichick saying, well, we don't know for sure. And that's probably the right thing to say because you may not know for 3 days based on an MRI. But I tell you this, they got a pretty good idea based on the examination.
More, you got to feel, again, as Merrill says, that they pretty much know what is going on right now. But knowing the Patriots the way you do and Bill Belichick the way you do, when do you think we'll hear definitively what's going on?
Well, I believe if this is a season-ending injury, we'll know something certainly by Wednesday. I think because when they actually have to file an official injury report. But if it's season-ending surgery, there won't be any need to actually cover this thing up, and I'm sure the league will actually stay on top of it, even though that may surprise some people.
Okay, Merrill, he didn't play at all in the preseason. Right. Everybody questioned whether he had a problem with the right foot or the left foot or whatever. This, of course, turns out to be a knee, but would that be a factor at all, the fact that he didn't take any snaps in the preseason?
You know, John, I think in any other situation I would say yes, but based on how the injury happened, no. In fact, I think probably the biggest factor, there was one guy suspended for the New England Patriots for this game, and it was Kevin Falk. He's the guy usually protecting Tom Brady in those situations. And sometimes that timing can be off. I can tell you this, I played a third down back. I know how important it is to step up in the line of scrimmage. That back has to meet a blitzer closer to the line of scrimmage. And Sammy Morse was the running back. All you have to do is be a yard shallow and don't be up in that line of scrimmage, and that can be the difference in this case. So really it could be the guy that was missing in this lineup that, you know, would maybe have gotten up in the line of scrimmage a little further than Sammy Morse. And I don't want to place blame, but Kevin Falk is brilliant at it, and that timing can make a difference.
Real quickly, I'm wondering, because a lot of people thought that perhaps this was a Patriots team that was capable of losing 4 or 5 games this year. Where are they now if they do not have Tom Brady for the rest of the year?
Well, you know, Matt Castle, everybody was down on him based on preseason, but they weren't always playing with the full starting offensive line, their set of receivers. They do believe he's capable of doing it. It just means they're going to be a more balanced football team, running and passing the ball. But obviously, this is a big ball. You're right. Some people thought they'd lose 4 or 5 games. And by the way, I did speak to the league office. I don't think there's a fine coming for Bernard Pollard for that hit because he was engaged. It's kind of interesting. He took Sammy Morris out on that deal, but Sammy Morris kept him engaged, and there should not be a fine. That's why there wasn't a penalty either.
All right, stay with us. We're going to have more, of course, on Tom Brady's injury and the entire Week 1 of the National Football League. But right now, for more sports, let's join Matt Weiner.
Back on the blitz, and the Dallas Cowboys, they had a blitz.
What to watch for tonight? ESPN's Monday Night Football kicks off with a doubleheader for Week 1. The Vikings visit the Packers at Lambeau Field at 7 Eastern. Aaron Rodgers making his first career start for the Packers.
Welcome into the EA Sports Virtual Playbook. Now, last time I was in a Madden game, I actually had pads on, so this is a different experience for me. We're going to talk about a matchup in the Monday night game. The Packer running attack against the Viking run defense. 2 guys you'd better block if you're going to run against the Vikings. Pat Williams and Kevin Williams. On this running play, we're going to use both guards in the center to attack these 2 guys. So we got 3-on-2. So we're going to use a double team. Wells is our center. College is our other guard. We're going to double team over here on Pat Williams. That means Kevin Williams is going to be singled up. We're going to use Spitz, the other guard. Really important here. Grant, our runner, he must know where the double team is. Remember I told you, we're going to double Pat Williams, so he's got to hug the double team, we call it. All right, Rodgers has the center. Every ball is set. Let me get out of here so I don't get hurt. All right, Rodgers, you can snap the ball now. Now look at the snap. Pat and Kevin Williams, they look at him twist and stunt. Now freeze right there. Stop right there. Very important here. Kevin Williams is blocked by Spitz. Great job here. But Pat Williams has penetration. They were unable to block him. Now Grant has to stay on that path, but that penetration is going to disrupt this run. Let's finish looking at it. Remember that penetration? Look at that. Number 1 kill in the running game is penetration. And Pat Williams and Kevin Williams are outstanding at it. And that's what they do to offensive coordinators. They start to push your running game to the outside because they're so dominant inside. Now, as soon as I said outside, I know you're thinking Jared Allen. Kansas City Chief defensive pass rusher over to the Minnesota Vikings. Got no weaknesses? Well, keep in mind, Chad Clifton, their left offensive tackle, last year dominated Jaron Allen when they played up in Kansas City. So here's what I think. I think the Packers feel very good about getting to the outside and taking care of that. Can they take care of the inside? If they cannot, it takes away a lot of their running game.
Perfect game going in Milwaukee as they have moved to the top of the 7th. Back to football. Blowout city in Pittsburgh. Just over 6 minutes ago, Byron Leftwich came in to replace Ben Roethlisberger with this game in hand. Roethlisberger nearly perfect today, 13 of 14, 137 yards, 2 touchdowns. Matt Schaub's numbers, at least from the completions and attempts, looks great. 20 of 28, but only 144 yards, 2 interceptions. Willie Parker's had a big day. The Steelers are destroying Houston, 35-10. Lions and the Falcons, that's been the doozy in terms of the scoring today, at least for both teams. The first career pass for Matt Ryan as an NFL quarterback in a regular season game was a 62-yard strike to Michael Jenkins for a touchdown. That put him up 7-0. Michael Turner had a 66-yard touchdown run, 14-0. Michael Turner backed it up with a 5-yard touchdown run, 21-0. Back came the Lions with Samoa John Kitna hit Roy Williams on a 21-yard touchdown pass, then found Casey Fitzsimmons on a 1-yard TD pass to cut the lead to 31-21. The Falcons have since added a field goal with under 6 minutes to go. The Matt Ryan, Michael Turner, Mike Smith era in Atlanta looking good so far, 34-21. Jaguars and Titans. Vince Young was just taken out of the game. He's being looked at by the trainers, injured his leg in this one. Has 2 picks already against Jacksonville, but it's not been enough for Jacksonville to take the lead. Had a hard time scoring. Greg Jones has a 1-yard receiving touchdown from David Garrard. That's the lone scoring for the Jaguars. The difference is a Rod Baronis 47-yard field goal that has them in the lead. He led the NFL with 35 field goals a year ago. Chris Johnson had a 7-yard receiving touchdown from Vince Young before Young got hurt. Johnson, of course, the rookie out of East Carolina. Tight one in Tennessee in the 4th quarter, just over 4 minutes to go. 10-7 Titans. Seahawks and the Bills, and ooh, that's a turn of events there. Seahawks coming off another playoff year, not looking like a playoff team in their opener across the country early in the 4th quarter, and the Bills are all over them. Roscoe Parrish has a punt return for a touchdown in this one, and Matt Hasselbeck, who Chris Mortensen reported earlier today, has a bulging disc in his back. Extreme concern about his long-term health. 12 for 28 today. Nate Burleson, you know, they have injury issues with all the receiving corps. Nate Burleson left the game with an injury after catching a touchdown on 5 receptions, 60 yards. The Seahawks get blown out in Buffalo in the 4th quarter, 34-10. Coming up, got to get you up to date on what's happening in the last race before the chase. We'll take you down to Richmond to find out what's happening as that race comes to a near conclusion. And the AP Top 25 is out. We'll show you how far Ohio State dropped. Yes, dropped after their 2nd win.
Great job, guys. Great job. Judges.
Nice moves.
Tune into the best team in football. Sunday NFL Countdown presented by IBM, Sundays at 11.
Well, here's the thing. I'm a Dog fan, Georgia Dog fan. My brother's an Arkansas Razorback fan. Naturally, the Dogs are better. But, you know, we have to bring them over to prove it every single time they play. I am definitely the griller in the family. Must be good. I don't hear no talking over there. Anything grillable? See, they're clapping for me right now in the background. They know I'm talking about being a grill man.